Man, that was like years. What's that all about? As I'm playing with... Ah, right, okay, that's what that was. Ah, right, okay. Sorry, I was testing some bits and pieces and I had to end it before I could start it again. I'm just waiting to see who comes in under Snoop accounts. I heard Carly Stars turned out to be somebody we all know after all this time. Imagine that. Anyway, don't suppose that really matters, does it? Once it fills up, I'm going to... I don't need to hold that. I'm using my earpods. I can hold the phone wherever the fuck I like. Once this starts, I'm going to show you some stuff. And then I'll download the live, put it back up, and then delete the app finally, because I've had about as much as I can to do with this app. Nobody will be getting any boxes at the moment, so don't even bother asking. I'm also going to turn comments off so that I don't get distracted. If anybody's asking why I'm still wearing sunglasses, because it's still bright here, my eyes are killing me. Hey, best girl. Hey, Punisher. So it's getting there. I really actually want to do this quick because I've got stuff to do and I've got a lot of stuff I want outed and I want it shown and I want these people finally exposed for everything they've actually tried to do to me in the last fucking 3-4 days while I've not been on the app. So it's a one and done deal, pretty much. It's as simple as that. It's one, done, and I'm literally done. Because this app is that toxic, it's unreal. Now, as you can see, the laptop's there. It's ready to show you everything. Hey, Jess, I think you might like some of this as well. You did tell me out them, so I'm doing it. Yeah, it's alright. She can call me wrong, it makes no difference to me. No, that's fine. I know. I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can, best Carl, so that you can go and do what you need to do. I appreciate what you sent me this morning. It opened the eyes fucking wide. No, I know you did, Jess. We spoke, and I'm fine. I told you that these things happen on the app, so I'm pretty much cool with that. This live, once it's been done, I'm going to download it and upload it straight back up, and that will be it. It's kind of funny talking with AirPods because I can't hear anything round about me. We got it wrong end sometimes. I can't call in. I can't go back into the settings and change them. You need to tell her just to listen on your phone. Can you imagine telling me to unblock your missus? I mean, what's that about? And I don't have any mods to do it. Right, okay, let me just start with this. I'm going to explain a few things to you because there's been a lot of stuff said about me while I decided to go off the app, which is why I'm now turning comments off. Okay, so a few days ago, someone decided to out me as Doctor Who. And that's fine. I was the Doctor Who account. Now, the crazy thing about the Doctor Who account is, hold on, cleaning the camera. It was created to basically take the piss out of another group of people, or basically a lot of people who were trolling me. That was the easiest way of putting it. Now, I got sent a picture, and I'll tell you who sent me that picture when I start with the story I'm going to tell you. And it might actually help Laura MD and a few others as well. So I get sent a picture. Now, the app I used at the time was called... Oh, God, what was it called? Hold on. It was quite a basic app that let you just animate 2 people maximum. Now, there was 3 people in this picture, so I animated the 2 outside ones, which was, as it turns out, Laura MD's brother and Laura MD. Now, at the time, I didn't know that Laura's dad had passed. When I get told this, it was actually probably about a few days after that the account was taken down. Now, so I'm on that, and I'll apologise to Laura for that, because it has haunted her for a while. And she actually did say a while back, and I've got the screenshots to show that she didn't think it was me. She thought it was somebody else close to me. But you have to remember, these people had trolled me for now going on 18 months under fake accounts. I mean, there you go. TCT, I won't say his name. The man from Preston was outed today as Carly.Stars, who, funny enough, has been following me for nearly a year. Because he made the problem of not realising he was in a box on Keisha's live. Oops a daisy. This is a man that doesn't do fake accounts. He's got more fake accounts than the Pope. So, let's get to Shy. Shy's known as the Doctor Who account from the beginning. Pretty much from the first week it was created. Now, she came out the other night there and said that the reason she hadn't said anything about it was because I knew something about her daughter and I was blackmailing her. Now, that was a bit of a shock to me because I only found out about her daughter when she outed it herself, when I was told about it. So you can imagine my shock when this came out. But then she changed that. And it was, I could have blackmailed her over it. But again, what difference would that have made? Because I didn't know anything about what had happened to her daughter. And I'm not going to say what happened to her daughter. She's already said that on her live. That's none of my business. Nothing to do with me. Really sorry it happened. And I would have told her that. That's the thing. Kind of hurts me that she says stuff like she broke away from us months ago. Now, she said last night on Best Girls Live that she hadn't spoke to any of us for months. She'd stayed away from us. Well, that's funny. I've got a screen record from about 8 days ago when she was in my live, and that's the same live that Nanny Bird was in. Now, I didn't even know they had a problem. Nanny Bird, I had my problems with Nanny Bird. We apologised to each other. As far as I was concerned, it was over and done with. Done that with a lot of people. Done it with Joker as well. You know, didn't want the hassle and all the rest of it. So you can imagine my shock last night when I get sent this. Now you'll need to tell me. I'm taking my earpods off so you can hear this. Actually, I can change it to my MacBook, can't I? No, I can't. Let me take it out. Hold on. So, I presume you can still hear me okay? Let me just check comments and see. Give me a second. Settings. Comment settings on. Right, can you hear me alright? Make me feel mod. I didn't even know you were in there, mod. Yes, right, okay. Right, Best Girl, you're live last night. Now, this kind of threw me because there's been a lot of stuff said about add moderator. Give me a second, because I removed all my mods because I'm removing the account as such. So, done. Right, Ian, that's it, done. So, this was said last night. This kind of shocked me. Best Girl, I don't know how well you know Shy. And I always found Shy was a great person until I said to her to be very careful around a man. Now, she said to me that she'd done a Sarah's Law, I think it was, on this man. I'm pretty sure that's not true, because according to the police, it could only be done to a boyfriend, and 9 times out of 10, they won't approve it on anyone that's just around kids. That's your choice. Anyway, that aside, I'm coming back to that. This shocked me last night.
Something. I don't think it's right. I've not been around them for months.
She said she's not been around us for months and months and months and months and months. She was on my live last week. I've got a screen record, comments, everything all there. But listen.
Prove it. Yeah. You've got Shell Bell. You've got Sarah Coogan. You've got Sammy. Good Shannon. What do you call that other woman? The one you've got to watch out for. Everyone's worried about Del. You know who your demon is. No. Your real demon. Who's expecting the women to send them proof. Yes. Sarah. Yes. Sarah is your demon. No, the other woman weren't around. Sarah is the devil, guys. More than one. I don't care about her heart. She weren't born with one. No.
Sorry, did you hear that? I'll replay that.
No, the other woman weren't around. Sarah is the devil, guys. More than one. I don't care about her heart. She weren't born with one. No.
So that really threw me last night that came out of Shy's mouth, because Shy and Sarah used to be good friends. So that really did. I'm going to turn the comments back off now anyway, so don't worry about it, Ian. I didn't want to comment. Boom, done. Oh shit. Hold on, let me turn the comments back off settings, because I can't see otherwise. Comment settings. Right, so that really threw me. Now, this is why I decided I really don't know what's going on with Shy. Excuse me, I've not been well. This is why I've not done this sooner. Now, she's also now come out and said that she outed that and said what she said about me because Nanny Bird was in my life. No, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Right, so that aside. She also said Jimmy was not behind a lot of the accounts that was going about. The thing is, Jimmy the barrister. Now, Jimmy the barrister came along as a friend of Shy's. She introduced everybody to him as a friend of Shy's, somebody she knew off the app who was a barrister. Turns out he worked in Morrison's. Don't know how that works. I don't care. Wasn't a fucking barrister. Now, Jimmy, when the Doctor Who account was about, Jimmy sent me a whole load of stuff on Ratcatcher. Sent me pictures of her, which one of those pictures went on to the Doctor Who account. And I think that was the one with her deceased dog. Again, didn't know the dog was dead. I just picked the picture, put it up. That was fine. Jimmy then asked me to have that picture removed same day, which made it look as if Jimmy was behind the Doctor Who account, obviously. You know, does that make sense? So, from then on, a lot of people thought, it was Jimmy, but obviously it wasn't Jimmy. Now, I'm going to come back to Jimmy, because Jimmy gave me a couple of zip files, which is going to be a parting gift to somebody. Anyway, I want you to bear that in mind to do the Jimmy thing. Should Laura MD get an apology and Ratcatcher? Yeah, they should. And I'm giving them that. But you have to remember, and I will say it, I didn't know the dog and Laura's dad had passed. I just put them up, me being me. That was it, simple as that. It was done. Why that account has annoyed them so much compared to everybody else, because nobody else bothered about the Doctor Who account. Now, something else I need to get to. A friend of Shy's, who I thought was a friend of mine, who I even went down and visited the beginning of this year, Tam. I don't really need to say much about Tam because I put the video on YouTube. Now, I put the video on here that showed all our chats from the very beginning to the very end. And all there was, it's on YouTube. If you click on the YouTube link in my bio, you'll find the video. It's the first video there. And all it shows is concern. Is she okay? She was on different meds and all the rest of it. And I did say it out of concern. Tam, should you be driving because you're spaced out, you're not. And, that happens with these sort of tablets that she was on. And it was out of concern, and mainly because she has a child. And she says, yeah, she'll be fine. That's been twisted around to be something else, that I've threatened her and blackmailed her. Now, I don't really fucking see how that works. I'm confused on that one as well. Now, I'm trying to get through this so that Best Girl can go live. Where the live she's going. Carol Good comes from nowhere. Now, it's something Blue said to me way back when we first started talking, that she knew stuff about me from years ago, and I thought, I've only been kind of thinking about it the last couple of days. Carol Good was a girl I dated 33 years ago. I was 22 at the time. So yeah, you can imagine what age that makes me. 32 years ago. And at the time I was warned not to date her because she was a compulsive liar. She caused so much trouble in that little town called Dunoon. But me being me, I always take people at face value. But anyway, she went to Inverness, visited her sister. I think her sister's name was Anne, if I remember rightly. Her mother and dad lived in Deer Park. They were Jehovah's Witnesses. But Carol was a bit of a tearaway. She lived behind the petrol station. I think it was Wilson's garage, one of the garages in Dunoon. And we dated for a few months. She went to Inverness. She said she was visiting her sister because her brother-in-law Graham had a brain tumour. I think his name was Graham. This is 30 odd years ago. But I'll always remember this story because my mother said if she ever seen her again, she would. Anyway, so, and my mother's now deceased, so maybe she's up there with that. Anyway, that aside. She went to Inverness because he had this brain tumour. Now, she was on the phone to me crying that Graham had died. She came back down. She sat with my mother. My mother consoled her and said how sorry she was and all the rest of it. I did the same. I was so shocked. I said to her if there's anything she needed and all the rest of it. She said, no, her dad's dealing with the funeral. She went back up for the funeral with her dad. Done the funeral and all the rest of it. Came back, but then a few weeks later she disappeared again. She went back to Inverness. 11 o'clock at night, I get a message from her sister asking me to come to Inverness. Now, Dunoon to Inverness is a good fucking 3-hour drive. So I thought, oh, Sunday night. I can remember the night, because I've been gigging the night before and the Saturday night. Sunday night, after the quiz that I was doing in a pub, I drove to Inverness. Now, me driving up there thinking, oh God, what's happened? Is she alright? Please don't tell me Carol's pregnant. That's the last thing I need. That's what was going through my mind. Until I got there and I was told that Graham was very much still alive. Imagine my shock. Now, this is, I swear my daughter's life, this is God's honest truth. I was absolutely gobsmacked, and my brother can actually probably confirm that. There was so much, so much. It was, I've put the comments back on. But Carol appears out the blue this week when I went off the app and starts spouting shit about something to do with a $5,000 laptop that she had to pay 10 grand back on. Okay, best girl. Cheers for that. And I'm going, but 33 years ago, laptops weren't really about. They weren't a thing, and I checked today actually, funny enough, because I wanted to check. Laptops didn't really become accessible to 2003 upwards, you know. So, another lie from Carol. But then 10 years ago, I get an email from this woman asking about wedding, you know, could we supply for a wedding and all the rest of it? And I said, yeah, we'll supply for the wedding. You know, Ian, I'll leave the comments on. If anybody is cheeky, just delete and block them, or just mute them. That's the best way. Don't block them. So, this went back and forward with these emails. I gave her the quote and all the rest of it. And then she mentioned Dunoon. Yeah, I've got emails. She mentioned Dunoon. I keep everything me. And I thought, do I know you? And she actually went back and forward, and she said to me, if you know my name, you'll block me straight away. And I thought, I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck is this? Couldn't think who it was at all. So I said to her, like, who are you? Right? I said, look, do you know what? I said, here's my number. WhatsApp me who you are. Well, she WhatsApped me. She told me her name was Carol. And I just went, oh, fuck. That was me. I was like, no, I can't. I just can't. So we spoke, and we done a bit of to and fro, and I think it lasted a couple of days. Funny enough, she sent me a couple of pictures, which may still be in the archive, which were quite explicit as things go. But it's not really something I'm going to put on TikTok, is it? So this is, I'm still confused on where Carol came from to this day. Now, hold on, it's getting darker, so I may actually be changing my glasses. Let me just go to where I was going to go next. A certain man from Preston, changing my glasses because it is getting darker and my eyes are not so bad. I've had major headaches. A certain man from Preston has been putting out that I've been putting his children's pictures on TikTok. Now, anybody in the comments, have you ever seen me put a picture of a child on TikTok? I'm going to ask you now. I'm not going to say where the information came from, but this is what he's spouting out about. don't even have any pictures of these kids. And as I've said before, the only time these kids were ever spoken about was if I discussed them with his ex-partner and she discussed my kids. Exactly, Warrior. Never. That's the thing. You know, so, and that's the only thing I actually have to say. No, I don't do. This is the thing, I don't post kids. Can you confirm you never sent Mark pictures of his children? Pretty sure I didn't, Sherby, to be fair. Not that I know of. So anyway, I'll get back to my story because I'm not really reading the comments because I want the story over and done with before I hit with the bombshell. Because there is a bombshell of how somebody tried to set me up and I have the proof. So maybe just kind of at the moment, Sherby, until I finish. That would be good, thanks. Now, yes, me and Shelby had a fallout because I didn't agree with a comment she made. We'll put my earpods back in now. I know that video. No, I don't actually. Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Perfect. Good. Me and Shell had a disagreement. Let's say we had a disagreement over something that she'd said. And this happens. People have disagreements all the time. I didn't agree with what she said. And it's became a bit tit for tat. And it'll probably never end, which is why I took a step back from that as well. Because I'm not going to get involved in something that's not my fight, regardless, because I didn't think what she said was right, which was why I asked her to apologise. But again, I can't force someone to apologise. You know, I can only suggest that they apologise. Hi, Leanne, how are you? If they don't want to apologise, that's not I can only my opinion. And I've said that to Best Gal and ASD Mama. You know, I'm being very honest about it. And me and Shir kind of sorted it out. And I did have a look into Best Gal and ASD Mama. There was nothing there. Stuff from years ago. Stuff we've all bought. Stuff I buy over here all the time. You know, who cares? Right? This is my attitude at the moment. I don't care anymore. So after that, I kind of stepped back altogether. I kind of had enough. I decided ages ago I was going to come off the app in January anyway, but I decided just to come off sooner. I had enough. I've got a life. You know, at the end of the day, I've got a daughter. I spend a lot of time with my daughter, not as much as I should, but I spend a lot of time with her. And what I'm going to do is the 2 zip files I have that were sent to me, and everybody kept wanting to know where they were sent from, and they blamed Liz, were sent to me by Barrister Jimmy. So I hope he's a screen recording this. The 2 zip files were sent by Barrister Jimmy. Now, these 2 zip files I am going to give to Best Gal and ASD Mammy as a parting gift for me leaving this app. They can then do whatever they want with those zip files. What is in those zip files is chit chat, and some of it's interesting, some of it's boring, but it lets you see the other side of life. Because after all, Best Gal did send me a video this morning, which I'm going to play. And it shows screenshots of my private chat. Now, let me swap my camera around. Now, this could be a bit dicey here. This is the video Best Gal sent to me this morning, but what I've done is, I think, that's the image of it. Hold on. I couldn't have thanked her enough because it really did help. It's there. Right, hold on, let me speed past me because this is a video that's also going online later. Okay, so here's a video that was sent to me. Now, I want you to look at this very carefully. I'm taking the earpods out because it's going to go to my finger again. I want you to look at this. Now, this was seemingly sent from Ratcatcher to Best Girl, which is part of my private chat of me looking into Best Girl, basically. And funny, Best Girl actually said to me that basically what I should have done was just asked her, which I didn't. me always want to help people. Anyway, I want you to look at certain things. I'll stop it every time. Oh, really? I think I've got that anyway. But that I'm not interested in. Now, it's a bit slow to begin with, but just bear with me. You're going to see exactly what I mean. This was sent to Best Girl, and I'm reading this and I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is a bit strange how she got them. Now, I know how she got them now, I've been told, right? But it's what happened to them between going from one person to another person to another person, because it's all very one-sided. Right, pause. There's my name, okay? And in the chat, so pay attention to that name. Now, it does, I don't want it to, let me just bounce that away, because it does have somebody's full name there and I don't want that to be shown. Let me just, as soon as that's out, which it is now, there's my name again on the next screenshot. As you can see, now you need to be screenshotting this. And there's Sammy talking. This is a live conversation going on here, by the way. But it only seems to be me and Sammy for some reason. There's my name again, as you can see. Now, then it gets to here. There's my name again. But look what it says below it this time, business account. Which is fine, because I do have two accounts on my, two phone numbers on my phone. And I have a business WhatsApp and a normal WhatsApp. Now, bear that in mind when you look at the next screenshot. So let's move on. There's my name again, back to normal. Yeah, I don't want to show that, but it doesn't matter. I think Best Girl showed that out anyway. That's Best Girl shop. Go there and buy some handbags and that, and some shoes if you want. That's me being... Now there it is again, the business account, as you can see. Are you watching carefully? Because the next one's a cracker. Look at that. It now says Dell number 2. Now, I'm beginning to wonder how many fucking phone numbers I've got, because I know I've only got 2. But when they've edited these and actually doctored them, they've done it wrong. Because then it bounces back to Dell business account. Right? Now, then, if you keep looking, it gets better. Exactly, even my brother. Right, over the next 2 minutes, the name changes in my account. Right? So tell me, who else thinks this has been doctored? This is what it says. Now, this was the part of the thing is, so the whole video is going to go up later. Let me swap the camera background. Oh, it's mirroring the video. That's what it's doing. How to flip camera. So, 4 times it changed, right? It changed Dell, Dell 2, Dell business account, Dell Mac business account. Now, that's 4 different WhatsApps. Only fucking have 2. So, whoever edited that and doctored it fucking wrong. Right? So, exactly, Best Girl. The biggest setup in fucking history to get me off the app. Well, I mean, regardless, it has got me off the app, because after tonight I'm done, and you know what, I couldn't be any happier. Yeah, they've legally stopped. They have changed so much on it that you wouldn't believe. See, when Best Girl sent that to me, it took me quite a while, and I'm going to tell you who actually noticed it. It was Sarah that noticed it first. And I wasn't talking to Sarah. The only person I spoke to the last 3 days was Tanya. She contacted, I don't know, well actually I do know ASD. I'll get to that as well. Tanya, sorry. Sarah messaged Tanya and said to me, so I spoke to Sarah this afternoon for the first time in 3 days, 4 days, and trust me, that was bubbles and tears, because these girls were getting blamed. All of these girls were getting blamed for setting me up, and that includes Shannon, Cadizzle, Sammy, even Shell, Sarah, Tanya, Charlie. My brother was in that group as well. So I know who sent them on. They have admitted that they sent them to Ratcatcher. Was it Ratcatcher? Yeah, Ratcatcher. Because it says on, it shows you at the beginning of the video, Ratcatcher. But Ratcatcher then sent them to Scatty. Penny drop. Now, I don't know why, Scatty. I don't know if Scatty done anything with them or who she sent them to. But whoever she sent them to then doctored them, and they doctored them so fucking badly. And Best Girl, can you confirm that's the exact video you sent to me this morning? I'll throw back to you where the edits, the way it's where the arrows so it shows it, and I'll throw you back the originals you sent to me. As you can see, Best Girl confirmed that is the exact video that she sent to me this morning, and all I done was put the arrows on it. And she's got it. I'm pretty sure she's probably looking on her phone right now going, fucking hell, you can see all the differences. Shelby wanted them to be sent to Scatty to pass to the travelling ladies. Why? To show that I was, I'd looked into them. Because I told the ASD Mama the other day that I'd looked into them and I'd found nothing on the ASD Mama, and I was very honest with that. So there was nothing to actually out. That was a crazy thing, which is why I'm really kind of confused in all of this. Now, the problem being is what it's getting to me is somebody edited all of this, right, to make it look really, really bad for us. But that's the thing, they've all been edited because the names have changed 4 times. Ratcatcher, my name changes, and I've only got 2 numbers and 2 accounts. It goes Dell, then it goes Dell Business Account, then it goes Dell Mac, and then it goes Dell 2. There's 4 different ones on there. So who has and who's sent? How many chats has actually been sent? I don't know, Tammy Unchained. So yeah, I've had 2 phone numbers. Even Jessie knows I only have 2 phone numbers. Now, the fallout with the girls, and I'm going to say this, was really bad. I felt as if I couldn't trust anybody on this app. So I deleted my Spanish number, my second one, and I blocked everybody that had my other numbers so that they couldn't contact me. I'm pretty sure I do know. I'll get to that as well, Dan. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I regret doing that to these girls because they felt like I'd turned against them and I felt like they'd turned against me. So, you've seen the video that I've done this, but sorry, I'm actually reading this off so that I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. The person I think edited those videos, if Scatty got her hands in them, then it was Nick, because the editing's like a fucking child has done it. That's the thing. That's the only thing I can say is Nick Fan Julie. And if I find out it is Nick, then I won't be on the app after tonight. It makes no difference to me. So my apology goes to Best Girl and ASD for looking into them in the first place. And even though Best Girl said, you could have just phoned me and I would have told you everything anyway. The biggest apology has to go to Sammy Cadizzle and sorry, I can never get all these fucking names. Sammy Cadizzle, Shannon, Sarah, Tanya, Charlie, Alison. I don't need to apologise to my brother, he's just my brother. Shell, and I'm not letting them do it, Sky, that's the thing. I'm only doing this as a one and done deal. I am really, really hoping still that Shell could maybe come to some agreement with Best Gal and ASD. I don't think they ever will. I think there's too much of a clash. I would love to see them all being happy fucking... I'm lying. I'm showing exactly what's there, Scatty, so don't say I'm lying. This is why I turned the comments off. So that you couldn't actually come away with this shit and get your actual... Because this is what you do all the time. Yous never change. Yous have never changed. I mean, you tell me who you sent those... You've got my phone number. Tell me who you sent those to. Anyway, getting back to it now that I've turned the comments off. My biggest apology goes out to those girls who I blamed for turning against me when they actually didn't. And I should have known they hadn't, because Charlie, Tanya, especially have been with me for the 18 months. Alison and the rest of the girls came over, I don't know, 6 months ago. I'd say that about a year, maybe 9 months ago. And we've all been so close, and I should never ever have doubted any of them. I really shouldn't have, and I did. So, my last hurrah is I shall WhatsApp Best Gal tonight. Give me a couple of hours, Best Gal, and I'll WhatsApp you with the zip files. Have a read through them. There's chats, conversations that have been dialogued, and all the rest of it in there. You'll be able to see all sorts of stuff that might shock you, it might not. I don't know. Will it's any good to you? I don't know. There's a couple of interesting bits in it. But as I say, I am done with this app once and for all. The Doctor Who account was deactivated this morning. This one will not be deactivated, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this live back up, and it will sit there, but nobody will be able to comment on it. And that's the way that video will be, with a couple of other videos that match up and shows the truth of the people that actually tried, because the video I've got ready to go actually names everybody on that. So you'll be able to actually see who tried to set me up. And one thing I will say is, I never forget. And what was my final thought? I was thinking about something earlier on, and it was along the lines of, you know what, you actually did get me an absolute cracker, because you did get me off the app. But see, at the end of the day, I'd rather be off the app and living my life than actually being on this app listening to all that shit that you spout. Not all of yous, by the way, just the usual arseholes. Best Girl, ASD, it's been short and sweet. It's been great knowing yous for the last week. And to everybody else, take care.